Hello, all. Welcome to this new series of learning. So, today we are going to talk about what a Docker Compose is, right? So, Docker Compose, in a nutshell, it's going to be one a basic configuration file, which is helping us to orchestrate starting and stopping our containers, building the images, and so on, right? So, even before we start understanding how the Docker Compose does this all, we have to understand what exactly is the problem that Docker Compose is trying to solve. Okay, to understand this in better, what we'll do is we'll have one demo project where this demo project is built on three different layers: front end layer running on a Node.js tech stack, a back end layer running on a Spring Boot tech stack, and the database, which where we'll be having a Mongo database setup. These three layers are going to be running in their own containers, meaning Mongo database will be running in one container, backend will be running in one container, front end will be running in one container. These three containers are isolated in nature, right? How do we establish the communication between them? How are they going to talk to each other, right? So making that connection, or making these containers talk, is the problem that Docker Compose comes at rescue, right? So if you see this, right, how the demo application looks through, maybe we'll first see like what exactly the demo application looks like, right? So I have something called as a not a very fancy UI, a very basic application where when I click on add, I would be able to add a movie. Maybe I'll just add something uh, to walk us through, right? So yeah, let's fill in some content, right? The- and Christopher, some plot, scar, 100 minutes of runtime, and I click on Save Changes. The movie has been added into our system. I'll click on Close, and whatever the data that has been added is getting displayed here, right? So in this application, now two things have happened: a post operation and a get operation. Post operation to persist the data, and get operation to retrieve the persisted data, right? Now this, ideally what would have happened is, if you go back to our demo project, front end application, the Node.js application retrieved the data, sent it back to the backend, then backend processed the data and put it back onto the Mongo database. That means there was some way that these layers interacted with each other. There was some communication that got established. Right. So we will try to understand how what did it take for us to establish this connection, and how Docker Compose is going to solve that particular pain, right? So let's see you in the next tutorial.